Welcome, everyone. I'm Randy Crimmins, Chief Revenue Officer at Mercatus Technologies. And today we're diving into a critical topic for regional grocers, customer retention. And more specifically, how you can retain your highest value customers and protect millions in revenue. But before we go further, let's establish what exactly is DXPro. DXPro is our latest generation digital experience platform from Mercatus. Purpose-built for regional grocers, it combines enterprise-grade e-commerce with powerful omni-channel shopper engagement capabilities. What makes it different? DXPro is designed not to just help you activate and convert shoppers, but to retain your most valuable ones. It's the only platform that brings together personalized offers, real-time data insights, and omni-channel campaign automation all in one integrated shopping experience. And today we'll show you exactly how one regional grocer used the capabilities of DXPro to reactivate at-risk customers and safeguard over $2 million in sales. So let's set the big picture. Every retailer has customers that churn, but few retailers are proactively working to mitigate churn. But why should they? In short, churn is expensive, very expensive. Let's look at just how much it could be costing you. The math is simple but brutal. It takes 2.5 to 3.5 new customers to replace the value of just one loyal shopper who walks away. And the retention gap is widening every day between mass retail shoppers and grocery shoppers. 78.1% of mass retail shoppers plan to return to shop, but only 63.3% of grocery shoppers say the same thing. And fully a third of regular grocery shoppers are already cross-shopping at mass retailers like Walmart and Target. The reality is that grocers are facing a retention crisis that's quietly but significantly eroding their revenue. In other words, you are likely already losing your best customers. You just don't know who or how many. So let's talk about why so many grocery shoppers are less loyal than ever and shifting their spend toward mass retailers. We're going to explore 4 core themes. First, there's the engagement gap. When grocers don't stay connected, it becomes easy for customers to browse and buy elsewhere. Then there's the technology gap. Mass retailers are doubling down on their digital investment and offering seamless, personalized digital experiences that many regional grocers still can't match. Third, there's price sensitivity. With ongoing inflation and economic uncertainty, shoppers are hyper-aware of value. Mass retailers have leaned into this moment, offering a compelling low-cost value proposition that resonates with value-conscious households. But there's another existential risk playing out. It's what we call the dependency trap. Sub-regional grocers are handing over control of their online presence to third-party marketplaces to manage their digital experience and fulfillment. On the surface, this can feel like a win, a ready-made solution, sometimes at little or even no upfront cost. But as the saying goes, there's no such thing as a free lunch. Retailers locking themselves into these ecosystems, giving up control not only of engagement, but of their data, their monetization opportunities, and their long-term value that they could be deriving from these customers that go to the marketplace. It's like installing pipes in your house that you don't own. One day, they get rerouted to serve someone else's building. Well, the shoppers you've worked hard to acquire are now building someone else's business. This shift matters because CPG marketing dollars are going digital, and brands increasingly want to spend where there's data, attribution, and influence. If a retailer can't prove shopper reach and behavior, they risk losing access to the funds that once made them profitable. Without control of your customer and your channel, you're no longer really marketing and merchandising. You're just moving product through other channels with everyone else. No differentiation, no unique value proposition. There's no reason to be loyal to your brand. So we've talked about the why. Let's now shift the focus to what can be done about it. We're going to explore how one regional grocer went to work to take back his customers. A leading grocer was feeling the impact of these issues firsthand, frustrated seeing their better customers' revenue eroding due to cross-shopping. They had the data to see the risk, but not what to do next. Customers were at risk of churning and revenue was being lost. They knew that much. Their goal was to win back these high-value customers before it's too late. We worked with their team to show how they could utilize DXPro's engagement tools to deploy targeted campaigns to these at-risk shoppers. So what happened? Well, there were immediate, but most importantly, lasting results. We saw 65% of targeted shoppers return to shop within 2 weeks of the campaign start. 90% of the redeeming shoppers continued to shop for months afterwards. And we also saw a 40% increase in average basket size for those redeemers. And at the end of the day, what matters most, it generated $2 million in incremental sales in just 6 months. So what's the key takeaway? With the right strategy and system, re-engagement can become a measurable and repeatable form of revenue protection for your business. So let's break down how they actually did it. We created a 5-step guide to retaining customers and protecting those at-risk dollars. I'm going to walk you through a high-level view of that, and then we'll go into more detail on each. So step number 1, identify your at-risk shoppers. Who are you wanting to target and why? Step 2, segment those highest value customers that are at risk. All customers are not equal, so we want to prioritize those that have the greatest value to the organization. Step 3, deliver personalized engagement and activation offers that drive results. And then step 4, we want to track all of the results from that initial impression all the way to transaction so that we understand fully the impact of the campaign on performance. And then we want to scale that success to other areas of the business. So those are the 5 key steps. Now let's go into a little bit more detail and context for each of those steps. Step 1, identify at-risk shoppers. We want to spot declining behavior before customers churn. The retailer we just reviewed began by pinpointing shoppers whose behavior indicated decline. Fewer visits, smaller baskets, a lapsing reorder cycle. Those are all indicators of a shopper that's at risk for churn. So we want to track trip frequency, basket size, again, those reorder patterns. We want to identify declines in 30 and 60-day activity increments. And then we have ongoing tracking of activity and near real time to flag spending changes and behavioral shifts. Now, because DXPro has an embedded CDP and tracking system, it makes it easy to aggregate all of that individual shopper activity from digital impression to transaction, giving grocers immediate access to the insights they need to identify those high-value shoppers at risk of leaving. So step 2, we want to focus on the right audience segments. As I mentioned, not every customer is equal. Some are more likely to return and spend more when they do. Focus on reactivating those shoppers that represent the greatest value to your organization. So how do you do that? Well, you prioritize those higher value shoppers with the greatest reactivation potential. You prioritize by spend, by channel preference, and by the redemption history. And then you tailor messages by segment type or persona, such as busy families looking for convenience versus price-sensitive households looking for value. In the retailer example that we just went through, they divided up their targets to find the most responsive segments. And they identified a persona of middle-aged professional households with large families that exhibited the highest engagement rates, reactivation opportunity, and also offered the highest value to the organization. So DXPro makes segmentation simple by using the customer data it has collected and aggregated to create dynamic audience groups. So grocers can quickly identify and target their most valuable segments. So step number 3, engage with personalized offers. Send the right message to the right shopper at the right time. So how do you do that? Well, you start off by matching offers based on individual purchase and redemption history. We optimize the engagement timing based on shopping patterns of the individuals. And we use multiple channels that these shoppers primarily engage through, such as email, push notifications to the mobile device, or maybe SMS text messaging. DXPro makes it easy because you can automatically engage targeted audiences with relevant promotions, personalized offers, and custom product recommendations across multiple channels so you can meet your shoppers where they are the way they intend to engage with you. Step number 4, track what happens. Go beyond redemption to measure retention and growth. Redemption is only the first sign of success. The retailer example we looked at tracked targeted shopper behavior for 6 months, seeing substantial growth in purchase volume and value. Let's walk through how that's done in DXPro. First of all, we track repeat visits, basket growth, and impact on lifetime value of the shopper. We compare pre-campaign behavior to post-engagement behavior, and we want to measure ROI by segment and by campaign. DXPro makes it easy through their real-time omni-tracking and performance reporting. It's automated to provide grocers with the insights needed to improve targeting, timing, and retention outcomes. So step number 5, let's keep the momentum going. We're not talking about a single effort. It's a part of an ongoing marketing strategy. The outcomes we mentioned at the beginning, $2 million in protected sales, 90% retention, 40% increase in basket, are all from a single campaign targeting a single, albeit a critical, group of shoppers. Through repetition and iteration, each new campaign builds on the last to create cumulative gains that drive sustainable revenue growth and long-term sales protection. Let's walk through how we do that in DXPro. First of all, look at running targeted campaigns on a regular, reoccurring basis. Every week, every other week, or every month, depending on the type of program and the desired outcome. Optimize with as much information as you can gather. Bring it back into the process so it's a closed loop cycle of continuous improvement. Optimizing insights for operational success. And then expand re-engagement across your business. We're looking at one specific example of how a retailer retained customers and protected revenue. Take that same practice, being prescriptive and programmatic, and apply it to other areas of your business to activate, convert, and of course retain your better shoppers. With DXPro, grocers can set programmatic, prescriptive campaigns consisting of single or multiple executions over time. These programs run in the background, always ensuring you're reaching key segments of customers at the right time with the right offer. So let's take a quick look again at how DXPro makes it possible. So we talked about those 5 key steps. What you need to do: identify at-risk shoppers, number 1. DXPro supports that with an embedded CDP, customer data platform, that collects and consolidates all your first-party data, so you can derive the insights you need to target the shoppers that you want. Then segment, lapsed customers, and prioritize the highest value shoppers, because not all customers are equal. DXP's native segmentation capabilities allow you to identify high-value audiences based on behavior and transactional history. Number 3, execute programmatic, prescriptive engagement. With DXPro, you can automate multi-channel campaigns with the right messaging, right customer, at the right time. And number 4, track it all. With DXPro, you have a full analytics suite showing shifts from impression to redemption to retention and long-term value. Number 5, scale your success. With campaign automation, engagement, and tracking, you can scale your success month after month, store by store, and customer by customer. So at the onset of our discussion, we looked at why are grocers losing ground to the mass retailers. First and foremost, weak shopper engagement. DXPro automatically delivers personalized digital engagement based on data-backed segmentation. Secondly, we looked at technology gaps. DXPro gives regional grocers the same tech capabilities to be able to create the seamless, unified shopper experience at scale that regionals need to be competitive. Third, price sensitivity, prescriptive delivery of values that shoppers are looking for today. DXPro provides total control over every offer, recommendation, and communication with customers, including targeted savings. And lastly, we talked about third-party dependency, handing over control of your online presence to third-party marketplaces. With DXPro, you have all the tools and capabilities you need to win with your own branded 1P digital commerce experience. You own and control your data and your customer relationships. DXPro gives grocers the same advantages, capabilities, and technologies that the big retailers are using to attract and retain their customers. You've seen the results. You've got the playbook. Now it's time to put DXPro to work for you. Your customers and business are at risk. Protect millions in revenue with DXPro. Retention is key, but it's just one way in which you can programmatically protect and grow your business with DXPro from Mercatus. Now, I'd love to carry on the dialogue, so feel free to reach out anytime and book a consultation today to start down the path of retaining your better customers, preserving and growing your sales. I'm Randy Crimmins with Mercatus Technologies. Thank you for your time.